Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today at K Warner Studio. Today we have a project, and this project is a Valentine card. This Valentine card has two bees that look like stained glass, and it says "Be Mine," and then it has a frame, a pierced frame along the outside, and when you open it up you have another little stained glass bees with a simple "I heart you" and a swirl. And this also has the piercing around the outside. So I want to show you how to make this. So let's get started. So you're going to need a few supplies. So you need to have a card base. So this is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. You're also going to need a piece of red, and I've already cut the frame, and this frame was cut with the Spellbinders pierced rectangles, and it is called SCD-012, and it's part of the Celebrations series. And this piece was 5.5 by 4 1/4, and I put it through the die cutting machine with the largest piercing dies. And then I had the same piece, 5 1/4 by 4.5, and did the same thing with the inside piece. And then this piece that we're going to do our stamping on, this is 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then I need to color the heart on the inside. This one here with Copic markers. You don't have to use Copic, you can use anything that you choose. And then I just have some adhesives. The stamp set is paper smooches, and we're using the companion dies. These dies do not cut out these bees. They look like them a little bit larger, but it's like an add-on companion dies. So this is, I cut 3 of them out, layered them one on top of one another, and then I'll get them over here so you can see. I put some vellum on the top, yellow paper on the bottom, and I glued all that on first, and then I used the glossy accents to fill it all in, and then put a perfect pearlized, just a second now. It's this stuff by Ranger. It's liquid pearls in black for their eyes. And then on the other bee here, this one has a heart on the bottom, and so that was red paper behind there. That's the only difference. And then I put, as these dried, I put the double-sided tape on the back so it would make it easier to adhere them to the front and the inside of the card. So we'll get going on here. So first of all, I'd like to stamp the inside because I want that to dry before we get into coloring. And the other thing that I failed to mention is I cut out these teeny hearts with the Do Crafts die and red glitter paper. So I am using Your Next Stamp Premium Die ink. It's called Black Olive, and it's for alcohol markers, and it's a good ink. I haven't had any problems with it whatsoever since I've been using it, so I'm just going to stay with what I know, but you don't have to have these supplies. This is just, use what you have. I just happen to think I need everything, so as you guys probably can tell by my hauls. So I'm just going to let that dry, and then we're going to do our front. So as you can see, we've got one slightly lower than the other, and they're both bent in towards each other. So we're just going to lay our frame down for placement so you can see where we need to be. So I'll move that up so you can get a good look at that. So we know that we want that be centered there, and that's pretty good like that. So now we're going to bring over this finished card and we're going to replicate it. Now each one is going to be slightly different than the other, and the ink I'm going to use for this is the VersaFine Onyx Black. That makes a nice crisp stamp, really dark ink. And so we need the Be Mine, so we're going to ink that up. And there's no right or wrong way to do this, so whatever you want to do when you decide to do yours. Now this step is this stamp set is still available. I checked it all before I did the project, and so are the dies. So I'll put some links below for places I can find it for you, and that'll help you out trying to locate it if you want to replicate this exactly like it is. So you don't really want it in the middle, and we don't want it too close to the bottom. So I'm going to put it off. This is the middle here. I'm just going to put it off to the side and let the ink soak in there. And then this swirl, I want that to come up from the side too. So I've got that on the stamp on a block as well. So I'm going to have the big loopy end on the bottom just like this one, and the smaller one up where the B is. So I want to come right from the edge. I don't want to go over it, and I want it to be around the B. The B and the B. Okay, so that's a good spot. And just letting that ink transfer from the stamp to the paper. So the paper that I'm using, the red, this is Real Red from Stampin' Up, and that's Real Red Glimmer paper, sorry. And the paper underneath is Nina Solar White 110 pound. So I'm just going to put this, close it until I need to put the squiggly on the inside piece. And now I'm going to take this pokey tool. This is Tonic Tim's what is his name? Tim Holtz. Yeah, that's it. Tim Holtz. Where I live here, there's a lot of Hilts. No wonder I get confused, huh? Everything's the same but the vowel. Okay, so now I'm going to put this over here, and I'm just going to move it in so it's on an angle. And maybe we need to put it over a little bit. Right there is probably best. Let me try my placement. Still good. I'm just going to press him down because we don't want it to move. And now I'm going to get the little guy that's that one is talking to. We're just building a little scene. This is a pretty clean and simple card, but it packs a punch. Okay, so then this little guy is just going to go right where the end of his trail is. And we're going to lean, lean them in a little bit. Nothing too major, just like that. There we go. So they're both in. And you can see it's a little bit different than this one. And now I'm going to take my glittery hearts here and put those on. I can locate them, we will. See if I have any more here in my little thing that I cut them out on. Well, we'll just have to go along. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to bring over 3 of them. So there's 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then I'm going to use some of the multi-medium matte. Oh my dear, problem with my tongue. And so I'm just going to put a little dab on this heart. Okay, and we might have a little bit too much, so I'll just try to take some off my finger, and I'm just going to drop that up between these two. There we go. Press that down. And now we want to put, we're trying to make a visual triangle, so we're going to put 1 on the bottom here and then 1 over on this side. It'll make your eye dart across the front of the card because we want to see it all, so we're just going to travel through the card and follow the shape of the triangle. There we go. And we can bring that one way down because I want to fill the whole front up. So that's good, and so you don't need any sequins or anything with that because it's pretty shiny. And then we're going to fold the card. Get my bone folder here. Now the good thing about this Teflon bone folder is that it doesn't make your dark cardstock shiny when you burnish, which is not the norm for most of them. So there we go. We're going to open this up. That nice crease, and we'll set that aside while we finish with this. So this heart here. Now sometimes the reds go through the paper, so I'm going to be doing it quite scant. And I like to start with my darkest. So I'm just going to outline this little heart here. Nothing too much, that's why I only have the two colors. And, you know, just to give it some color. And the good thing about alcohol markers is they blend so nicely. You're not going to see a stop and start spot. And then I'm just going to go over this again. There we go. That's sufficient for what we want. And now I'm going to take my pigment ink again. And we're going to get it in the, what's it called again? Versifying Onyx Black. So this is a pigment ink, but it dries quicker than a lot of pigment inks do. And so, keeping with our sample here, we want it to come from the other side. And we're going to twist it so that this end comes off the paper instead of that end. And as you can see, I'll just flip that open like that. We don't have to worry about any kind of frame going around it, so I'm just going to have that come up like this. Tilt it in a little bit so it's not straight, and we'll have it like that. There we go. Again, we're just going to shut this because we don't want that to dry out. And now we're going to put the card together. So, and this little bee is going to sit right up on top of the trail that it's left. I'm just removing the backer off this double-sided tape. This is Express-It tape, but be creative, or any other double-sided tape that you like to use, or liquid would probably work as well. For the sake of this, we don't want it to be too move too much, and we don't want, this is pretty much bulky enough, so we're just going to put that just like that, and that looks pretty cute. And we're going to push it down, and it's on there pretty secure. So now this is going to go on the inside, and I'm going to use this Stampin' Up! Fast Fuse. It's the same as Tombow Extreme double-sided adhesive, but this is like a little ATG gun without the bulk. Just checking I didn't have any running over the side. Okay, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. We're just going to give it the same distance around, all the way around the card. Top, bottom, and side. Put that in there and press. This is a 110-pound Nina Solar White 2. There, and you can hear how heavy this card is. It's really nice paper. Okay, so here we're going to attach this first before we put the frame on. And we'll just secure it with a few pieces and run that down like here. There we go. And try to make sure that that's even as well, so the same distance all around, because that frame is the same thickness all the way around, top, bottom, and side. And so there we go, that's down. Now we're just going to put some of this heavy-duty tape runner on here. There we go. And once this goes on, it's not going anywhere, so you have to make sure you have your placement right before you put it down. And see, I had a little bit like that, but all you have to do is push it over to the side. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to have to get up to do this. And we are just going to put that all around here. Oops, let's see, I got a little bit escaping the sides too. So we're just having a look right up here. That looks pretty darn good the way it is there. Let's check it on the bottom. Yep, I'm happy with that too. Okay, so now we're just going to give it a press. And there you go, the Valentine card. It says, "Be mine." And then, "I love you," or "I heart you" on the inside. So thank you very much for joining me today and taking time out of your day to spend it with me. I'll list the supplies below in this Show More section. And if you'd like to see anything or have comments or suggestions, please put it in the Show More section below. Bye-bye, and have a really good day.